Welcome back to Low Budget D&D session recap of episode 24, The Raid. This is just a series of shorter videos about 5 minutes to recap what happened in previous episodes to either help you get caught up or if you just don't want to watch an hour video, which I feel that. Anyways, so in this episode, it's not very interesting as it is just a big, long combat fight scene. So as the story comes to Auckland and Sonia are out keeping watch outside of the house that the rest of the party are resting in. Uh, as the story starts, there are 5 CLs in the middle of the camp with tridents, and it's like they're keeping watch basically. As Auckland tries to contact with them as they are CLs, they don't say anything and are actually kind of monsters with spines. They will come into play later. As Auckland tries to communicate with them, they just say nothing, and 3 of them, 5, surround him. Now, Sonia does start to shoot at the other 2, but Auckland does take quite a beating of the 3 that actually ganged up on him. So, right when Auckland actually has time to move and maneuver, he dashes up to the north side of the village where, when peeking around one of the other buildings, 3 to 4 more CLs are behind it, unable to be seen from where he was previously standing. Uh, after that first round of attacks, the rest of the party does wake up and needs to get their armor and gear on. So that will also take quite a bit of time. So as Sonia keeps shooting at 2 of the CLs and Auckland keeps just trying to catch a breather from all these CLs basically running towards them, he finally gets back behind the house that the rest of the party is in to finally just catch his breath. So eventually a lot of the party starts to file out of the house, though before that happened, Abdul Jafar did shoot a fireball and caught, I think, right around 6 CLs in it, so quite a bit of damage to go around. But in return, the corner of the house that they are in did start to catch fire, and all the other houses at this point were on fire. So as fire is spreading throughout the house that the rest of the party is, and they're rushing to get their gear on and to run outside. So quite a few run out, especially like Z and Abdul Jafar and a lot. Elendil, Harkin, and Thorn, though, are still inside as Harkin has very heavy armor, and Thorn was kind of trying to help him to make it go faster. As Z runs out and tries to attack one, he wheels down the CL's help pretty good, but as I mentioned about the spines, he got paralyzed from the spines, and so he couldn't move for the rest of combat. Now, as my character, Aquilin, Sonia, and Elendil are just shooting at the CLs trying to fend them off, Thorn finally is able to go outside. Though with a paralyzed Z and Elendil kind of in the doorway, he has to stop right outside the door and decides to attack a CL that's right there, in turn getting paralyzed sadly. Now, as the house is spreading more and more on fire, and the fire is spreading, Harkin Rockfall finally gets out and starts just beating up CLs, surprisingly not getting paralyzed at all. So as, again, Auckland, Sonia, and Elendil keep just trying to fire arrows and defend them off, most of the CLs start to perish pretty quickly. Though with C and Thorin paralyzed, they're not much of help, and Harkin casted command, making 2 of the CLs start to flee. But as the house that the party was staying in starts to completely combust and be on fire, the fire, of course, Thorn being close enough, starts to catch on fire. And because he's paralyzed, he can't move away, he can't do anything, and so he just starts to burn alive. So as combat starts to whittle down, most of them are frozen from Abdul casting a spell and Harkin making 2 of them just start to run away with command. The battle basically comes to an end. Not a lot of casualties, but as I said, Thorin caught on fire. Aquilin tried to save him, failed, and Thorin sadly perished. But towards the end of the combat, when we kind of tried to explore the camp for any more survivors, any gear, as everything's burned to the ground, they did see a lot of the villagers tied up behind a building. As they saw that, a troop of quite a few mini more CLs start to flood in just one of the entrances, grabbed the villagers and scurried them out of the village, capturing them. Those sea elves did not want to fight. They just wanted to get the villagers out because that was their main goal. And the party decided to not engage as they would not survive another round. So, in the end, basically, quite a few of our heavy hitters got paralyzed. Luckily, most of us were ranged or spellcasters, so we managed to get through. And the only real casualty was Thorin, as he burned alive as he was paralyzed close to a burning building, sadly. Anyways, that's basically the whole recap of this episode. Honestly, not much was going on, just a huge combat scene, and yeah, episode 24, The Raid. Feel me like a Hellcat.